Hey there. Welcome to Retro Games. Is there anything that I can help you with today? Are you looking for anything specific? It's relatively cheap. Okay, well, you have come to the right place because here at Retro Games, we pride ourselves on selling some of the older games that are still very valuable and fun to play, but are often overlooked by gamers and just the average consumer. We have a variety of games actually, spanning from the PlayStation 4 to the PlayStation 3. We even have some for the Nintendo DS and 3DS if you're interested. These games have all been out for 6 months to over a year, so they're a little bit older, but they're all cheap because of that. So you're really going to get bang for your buck because of that. So if you'd like, since you are new to the gaming world, I can walk you through some of the games that we have, some of my personal favorites, and some of the favorites of some of our customers have expressed as their favorites. So if you have a few minutes to chat, I can just run through a bunch of different games that we have, different kinds of genres, see what you're interested in. Would that be something that you'd like to do? Perfect. Very excited. I love talking about video games with customers. It's one of the things I like to do. So anytime a customer wants to, chat about video games for a little bit or just pick my brain, I'm always all for it. Here at Retro Games, that's what we really pride ourselves on. I'm not just here to sell you games and get you to sign up for our mailing list. It's more than that here. So thank you. And let me just grab the games and we can begin. Okay, so the first game that I have for you today is Infamous Second Son. Now, this game is actually a trilogy, the third installment in the Infamous series. But I should mention, you might be thinking, oh, well, if it's the third game, why should I play it? I'm going to have no idea what's going on. And that's actually not true. You see, the first two games follow a protagonist by the name of Cole McGrath. But this third game has an entirely different main character, as well as an entirely different storyline. It takes place about 7 years after the first two games, so it's not actually entirely necessary for you to play the first two to play this. So, essentially, the premise of the game is this. You assume the role of what is a superhero, essentially, who gets superpowers, and the reason it's called Infamous is because you get to choose what you do with those superpowers. So you can choose whether you want to be good in missions. So if you want to help people, you can, help, for example, you can restrain of the types of decisions you would have to make in a game like this. While I will be honest, this was my least favorite of the three games. The game is still very good. Visually, it's stunning. The graphics are amazing. And there's just little details in this game, like being able to blow up a staircase, for example, just interacting with almost every kind of object. We've all seen those video games where you take a bazooka, you shoot a bridge, and nothing happens. Grand Theft Auto. So this game is more, lets you interact with objects and stuff, so it's cool. And the description in the back says, enjoy your superhuman power in a lockdown Seattle. The choices you make along the way will impact everyone around you. So, not a lot of information, of course, just based on that. But, the description I just gave you should give you a good idea of this game. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I know, a first-person shooter, sound the alarms. The reason I'm showing you this game is just because I'm trying to introduce a little bit of diversity in this lineup, since you are a new gamer and you've never, really delved into too many games. I just want to give you all the options possible. And, there's not much to say about this game aside from the fact that the bread and butter of it really is multiplayer. So if you don't like playing multiplayer with other players, then this is probably not the game for you. I should mention also, all these games are $25 and under. So, even if you didn't like this, you'd only be paying $25 for it, so it's not that bad. But yeah, pretty simple game. Nothing. Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Now this is a great game. I have actually yet to beat it myself because of, financial obligations and work-related things, but the most unique Dragon Ball Z game I've ever played, just because of the simple fact that you get to play as your line where you're trying to make sure the timeline, the Dragon Ball Z timeline, remains stable. There's a villain that's going around messing with the timeline, basically. If you're not a Dragon Ball Z fan, this game will probably be a little confusing to you, but because of the fact that it goes through the entire... I highly recommend watching Dragon Ball Z. Aside from the nostalgia effect, it's still a pretty good... I recommend it. Create your own Saiyan and restore Dragon Ball history. So you can create your own character from over 450 plus customization items for online or offline adventures. You can train with the best, let legendary characters like Goku teach you their skills. New enemies and forms await. Multiple ways to fight: battle 1-on-1, 3-on-3, team versus battles, or team co-op. Discover Toki Toki City. Join 200 plus players from around the world. So yeah, this is a game you can play online with other people. So it's pretty cool. Highly recommend it. And of course, if you want to double down, we also have Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. This one is brand new, unopened, I should mention. So if you want to get both games, you can do that today. So when you beat the first one, you'll have the second one waiting for you. And the description of this game is, it's time to go Super Saiyan and save the Dragon Ball timeline. Your character, your way. Choose among thousands of customization options to create your own character and build up your new local and online battles. Fight through new classic and team battles with up to 6 players, including characters from Dragon Ball Super. Now, Dragon Ball Super, in case you're not familiar, is the newest anime that's continuing the Dragon Ball Z universe. It's been about 20 years since it's been actually continued. All of us Dragon Ball Z fans, we thought it was going to be over. Like, there was just going to be no more Dragon Ball Z. The creator had said that he was never going to pick it up again, but I guess things changed. So, I can't tell you anything about this game since I have not played it, but I would put my money on the fact that it's probably a good game, just based on my experience with the first one. I'm sure the second one has everything the first one has and more. So if you want to double down, highly recommend this game. Okay, let's switch gears a little bit. NBA fan of basketball? but basketball games can be a lot of fun. If you've never played, I highly recommend. It's just fun to play, you know. Since this game came out, this game is, you know, about $5. So definitely would want to snatch it up if you're interested in experimenting. You know, you don't want to get the newest game because it'll be like $60, and this is comparatively much cheaper. So you can get the same experience. The gameplay is basically about the same as the newest edition. So the beauty, of course, is that you can go online and you can actually download the latest rosters and update the game. So really the only thing that you'd be missing is the newest game features that come out every year. In terms of the roster, you'd have the up-to-date rosters. And the gameplay is very similar from one year's game to the next, so it's just a different option I'm giving you, trying to cover all the boundaries. Now we move on to Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, this is for the PlayStation 3. For the PlayStation 3 that I just don't want to ignore here. After all, here at Retro Games, we pride ourselves in tackling the best games, not the newest games. And that's our slogan. So, I recommend this game. If you're interested in killing people and blowing a drug dealer yourself and selling drugs to other drug dealers, things like that. If you've ever played a Grand Theft Auto game, and you can do whatever you want in this world, which is pretty cool in that sense. It's pretty common to steal someone's car. It's probably one of the first things you'll do once you fire this baby up. So, but the reason this game is so interesting is that the main characters. So this has never been possible before, and it offers a very interesting dynamic because each character has a different sort of background story, personality, set of characteristics. You know, for example, you've got Trevor, this guy right here, who is a psycho. Then you've got Michael, who is, let me see if he's in the front here. Well, you can't really see him. But Michael is Trevor's best friend, and he's a little more level-headed. Probably has a cocaine addiction, I'm pretty sure, but he's a little less psychotic. He has a family and stuff, so he's got his own demons going on there. Then you have the third main character, I forgot his name, but he's basically a gangbanger, so you're really getting a lot of dynamic to see between the three of them, you know? So, okay, let's move on to the next two games I want to show you. Pokemon Black and Pokemon Y. Now, if you have a specialty, I think it's a really good deal. Even if you don't like Pokemon, you know, it's just fun to battle with Pokemon. You know, it's a good, solid, fun experience. Pokemon Y is the first game where you can actually battle with 3D models. So, it's never been done before, and it's a lot of fun. So, and Pokemon Y, or Pokemon Black, I should say, has a very, very solid storyline. So, you'd be getting a lot for your money. Even if you don't like Pokemon, like I said, it's always fun to play. You don't have to be a fan of the series to enjoy the games, is what I think personally. So, but yeah, that's all the games I have to show you today. We are actually getting a new shipment next week of a bunch of different old new games. So if you want to come back next week, if nothing here tickles your fancy, we can do that for you. We can show you a bunch of different games again, if you want. Or if there's anything here that you're interested in today, we can wrap it up for you as well. Or you can do both. It's up to you. The Pokemon games? Okay, awesome. Both these two, right? Cool. Okay, so let me just wrap these up for you. And then we can get started on your Pokemon journey. I really think you'll enjoy these games. I don't think you'll regret it, so let me just go to the back, wrap these up, and you'll be on your way. If you can, please give me 5 stars on Yelp. On our Yelp page. It really helps me out a lot and lets people know that I'm doing my job well. So thank you for letting me help you today. So without further ado, let me just go wrap this up and you'll be on your way, okay? See you in a second.